I had a viewer on my last video named SeeThePSVita. He left a comment that I think deserves an appropriate response that a YouTube comment box just isn't big enough for. So now I opened my video drawing attention to the fact that Sony has said many good things about the 3DS over the months. Sony representatives and leaders have openly mentioned how the 3DS succeeding would help further Sony's goal of making 3D content mainstream, and how that the 3DS's success boded well for Sony because it proves that portable gaming devices still have a relevance in the tablet and mobile gaming age. Now, I said that to draw attention to the fact that even though I refuse to let go of Jack Tretton's comments about the 3DS being a babysitting tool and that adult 3DS gamers lack self-respect, I'm fully aware that he alone doesn't speak for Sony and the PlayStation brand as a whole, and to give context to the irony that Jack seems convinced that the idea of adult 3DS owners is absurd, but Sony needs to release a bunch of content which serves no purpose other than to exhibit to the world that PS Vita gamers are cool adults who strut around in cities with their Vitas out for everyone to see. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Nintendo and Microsoft also do photo shoots of paid actors pretending to use their products. I mean, it's advertising. They all do that. And sometimes it's pretty cheesy, overtly cheesy. I never said the other companies didn't. I mean, in an earlier version of my video, I actually discussed how Nintendo's promo materials, and I drew comparisons, and I even took some shots at Nintendo when I felt the need. But I refilmed that and cut that part because I really wanted to focus on the Sony and the Vita. Now, at the moment, that link you sent to me with the 3DS promo photos, that link doesn't work right now when I'm filming this. But I dug up I dug up these, and I've seen them, and I think they demonstrate my point nicely in this case. Because you see, just these 5 promotional images from the Nintendo 3DS exhibit more diversity than the full set of 30 lifestyle photos Sony released for the Vita. The comparison I see here to Sony's lifestyle photos is that, for one, these aren't being passed off as having anything to do with the real lifestyles of gamers. I mean, unless 3DS gamers like to wear all white outfits and wander around in white voids while playing games. I mean, the focus here is on the system itself and on the models pretending to enjoy them. And there's no focus on the fashion-savvy dress of the models, no full-body shots of them, in hip-looking street scenes posing with an unused skateboard while wearing army boots that they could never wear while skateboarding. I mean, no. The white outfits and the backgrounds, the attention in the 3DS, the attention in the 3DS photos is drawn mainly to the system itself and the player's face. And while this set of Vita photos compared to Nintendo's are lacking in diversity and make a belabored effort to create an aura of artificial coolness around the Vita. Now, there are other 3DS promo photos set in a cafe, in a restaurant, another in someone's house, but these include more diversity, aren't the head-to-toe shots of, how cool the people look. They don't have the ironic background context of a company president making fanboyish remarks about the self-respect of gamers on other systems while trying too hard in this case to seem cool with their own system. Now, in short, to me, these 3DS photos are about how much fun you could have while playing, and the Vita photos seem to be more about how cool you can look while playing. And that, to me, is a misstep on Sony's behalf. Now, that doesn't mean that Sony's evil or that they suck or that the Vita won't be a fun system. It's just something that they could improve on in future promotional materials. And you mentioned something else about me commenting on whether or not Sony's photos are racist. Now, let's make something clear right now. I said absolutely nothing about racism in regards to Sony's photos. I commented on diversity in terms of gender and skin tone, but I never once said a word about racism or prejudice. You can talk about diversity and skin tone without having to accuse them of being racist or prejudiced. They're different things. They're related, but they're very different. Now, and finally, you have accused me of what you call fallacies and falsehoods, but just really name one thing objectively false or incorrect about anything I've said in my last video. Everything in that video is just my perception, just my opinion. So I hope that clarifies that for you, and that hopefully this clears up everything about my last video. And see the PS Vita? when I hope you do see the PS Vita, I hope you like what you see and you have a great time with it. I mean, I was there on day one when the PSP launched North America. I liked it. Even liked that little analog nub everyone complained about. And even though I had to sell my PSP, I didn't do so happily. And I like become sort of a connoisseur system. It's the sort of system for gamers who could look past the lack of frequent blockbuster releases and sort of try out stuff that most gamers would overlook. And so I think the PSP has a lot of value in that regard. And it was a nice piece of hardware. I miss just the way that thing felt. That was one of the coolest portable systems I ever owned. And what I thought about it being cool had nothing to do with any contrived scenes of how funky I could look posing with it out on the street. So hopefully that clarifies my criticism of the PS Vita lifestyle photos. And thank you very much for watching.